Hey, welcome to the stream. This is BG Codes, and I am bradgarropy. Today's an exciting day. In version 13.2.0, JavaScript modules have finally come to Node.js on the server side. This is important because what this means now is that the same code, essentially the same module system, works on the client side, in the browser, and on the server side. And that's particularly exciting for me because I like to write a lot of applications where my front end and my back end live in the same code base, and really use a lot of the same helper functions and utility functions. And so with this, I can actually use that same ES modules import system with the import and export syntax to share code between the front end and the back end. So what I'm going to do today is walk you through the setup of Node 13.2 and create like a super quick example program that shows you how Node modules work. So I guess what we'll do here is, what version of Node do I have now? I've got 12.12. So ES modules are not actually supported. So what I'll do is I'll cd to my desktop. I will make a directory called like ESM for ES modules, ECMAScript modules. Go in there, run an npm init-y. There we go. I'll reload the editor here. So I just have a project with a package.json in it. That's it. So let's add a file. We'll call it index.js. And we'll add one more file. This will be our module that we're going to import into index. Let's call this world.js. And the world.js file is going to have one method. It's going to be an arrow function called say hello. And you guessed it, we're going to console log hello world. So what we want to do is be able to import this in index.js. So the old syntax kind of looks like this. Module.exports is going to equal, and we're going to put in say hello here. And we should be able to import this into index by saying const say hello equals require world. And it will just run the function say hello. So I'm just going to put these side by side so you can see them. Increase the size a little bit. So what I'm expecting here is when I say node index.js, I'm going to run the index.js file. Index.js is going to import say hello, run the function, and we should get a console log. Okay, as expected. Now, let me show you that import and export, the normal like browser JavaScript module system does not work here. So the JavaScript module system looks something like this. You export, and this is a named export. It's an object where you name each item in the object. And here on index.js, you would just say import say hello from world. And this is not going to work. So you can't use this import statement. So I'm going to upgrade to Node 13.2 and show you how this will enable this. So hopping over here, this is nodejs.org. I'll link it here, and we're going to download 13.2. Okay, there we go. It's taking a sweet ass time. Okay. Great. And I don't want to worry about that. Oh, actually, Node.js. Nah, I don't want to worry about it. That previous prompt was asking if we wanted to install tools to build native modules like Node.js, which is necessary for Sass. I just said no there. If we need to reinstall Node and grab those, I will do that at a later date. So Node 13.2 has been installed. Close this, go back to VS Code, and if I run Node version, we now have 13.2. So you're thinking, hey, let's run this again. This new syntax should work. And that's not the case. There's one thing you have to do to enable this. In package.json, here's our package.json file. You have to add one field, type module. And now, and then there's one other caveat, forgot. So you have to add type module, and when you do your imports, you have to specify the .js extension. Now we get, experimental warning, ESM module loader is experimental, and we do successfully get say hello imported into index.js. Now it's important to note, let me bring up the release notes here. The changelog says ESM, that's ECMAScript modules, is now unflagged. It used to be behind a flag when you run Node. So it's unflagged. Now, that doesn't mean it's not experimental. It's still experimental, but you no longer need the flag to use it. One more thing to clarify. If you think that putting this type module is a pain in the butt, there is a way around it. We can remove this, and instead of using type module, we can rename files to .mjs. And I believe index needs to be renamed as well. So now everything is .mjs. What's the issue? Index.js. Oh, because package.json says index.js as main. Node run index.mjs. And now this is working. So you have two options here. One, set everything to .mjs, which means modular JavaScript. Or two, in your package.json, simply include a type module. Now to me, I think editing package.json is going to be the easiest way. That's the way I'm going to go with. Node does not have any timeline from what I see to pull out this experimental warning. But for all intents and purposes, it's no longer behind a flag. It's fair game. We just have to see like how fast cloud services pick this up, things like that. Right? A lot of times I'm writing serverless functions that run on AWS or Google Cloud Platform that I would love to use this type module system. But a lot of times they're running like the LTS versions of Node, like version 12, which doesn't have this behind a flag. So, or which does have these modules behind a flag. So all in all, super easy to convert over to this. Just add one line in your package.json, and it allows you to just kind of stop thinking so hard about client versus server code beyond the obvious differences like client code has access to file system. Server code has access to file system, and client code has access to browser APIs. Obviously, those differences will always be there, but as far as how you treat them and um, bring them together with the module system, it's now the same. So thank you guys for watching this stream. It was a quick one. Hopefully this doesn't scare you about how to use this. It's very simple. And try these out for yourself. Let me know what you think. I am at bradgarropy on Twitter. Stop by and say hey. So that's it for this stream, y'all. Peace out.